I'm so incredibly grateful that I'm now at the moment in the process of rereading all Neville Goddard's lectures and books and all the material that I accumulated over the last couple of years since I embarked on this spiritual journey. And I'm incredibly excited to share more and more of the things that I learned from his teachings with you, and to also give you practical tips on how you can put the advice into practice. And today I want to share with you how Neville Goddard's Bible quote makes manifesting easy. And what I want to do in the first part of this episode is to simply read a longer quote from At Your Command by Neville Goddard. And I then want to, I just want to share my own ideas with you. I want to let you know how I use this principle to manifest. And I want to give you practical tips and techniques that you can use to manifest faster and easier with this idea, or let's say these ideas. So now I want to quote something from At Your Command. Consciousness is the resurrecting power, resurrecting that which man is conscious of being. Man is ever outpicturing that which he is conscious of being. This is the truth that makes man free, for man is always self-imprisoned or self-freed. If you, the reader, will give up all your former beliefs in a God apart from yourself and claim God as your awareness of being, as Jesus and the prophets did, you will transform your world with the realization that I and my Father are one. This statement, I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I, seems very confusing. But if interpreted in the light of what we have just said concerning the identity of God, you will find it very revealing. Consciousness being God is as Father. The thing that you are conscious of being is the Son bearing witness of his Father. It is like the conceiver and the conceptions. The conceiver is ever greater than his conceptions, yet ever remains one with the conception. For instance, before you are conscious of being man, you are first conscious of being. Then you become conscious of being man. Yet you remain as conceiver, greater than your conception. You are, at this very moment, drawing into your world that which you are now conscious of being. Now you can see what is meant by you must be born again. If you are dissatisfied with your present expression of life, the only way to change it is to take your attention away from that which seems so real to you and rise in consciousness to that which you desire to be. You cannot serve two masters. Therefore, to take your attention from one state of consciousness and place it upon another is to die to one and live to the other. And while I was rereading these lines again that I've read years ago, I always asked myself about this relationship between Father and Son, the relationship between consciousness and whatever we create with this consciousness, the relationship between conceiver and its conceptions. And I then, while I was just thinking about this, and I was just lying on the sofa, on the couch, and I was just thinking about the words of Neville Goddard, I then always had this one question that came up over and over again in my mind. Don't ask me why, but I always had this one question come up in my mind while I was rereading this material and while I was thinking about it. And this question is, what are you conscious of being in this exact moment? And this goes hand in hand with what he said in the last part of the quote that I shared with you, where he says, drawing into your world that which you are now conscious of being. Think about this for a moment, and don't just think about it logically. Activate your heart and think about it with your heart. What are you right now conscious of being? Do you have to be born again? Does one part of you have to die so that you can finally live the other part? Remember, that's what he said right at the end of this quote. Therefore, to take your attention from one state of consciousness and place it upon another is to die to one and live to the other. So what in this moment right now do you have to let go? What in this moment has to die for you to finally reach a higher level of consciousness, to reach the consciousness from that you can create what you truly want? And I was just thinking about this idea, I was thinking about it, and then I was going into brain and heart coherence, and I was letting the energy flow up and down, and the conclusion that I came to It's a very simple conclusion, but I think an extremely powerful one, at least if you put it into practice throughout the day, every day. And that's to always ask yourself, at different stages during your day, at this moment in time, what am I conscious of being? What is my being? What is my level of consciousness? Because when you're, for example, trapped in a level of consciousness of resentment, of self-hate, of despair, and you then try to create from this level of consciousness, then you might repeat your affirmations endlessly. You might also try to meditate endlessly. Unless you shift your level of consciousness, nothing will change in your reality. Because remember, and I want to quote that again, what Neville Goddard said at the end of this quote from At Your Command. Therefore, to take your attention from one state of consciousness and place it upon another is to die to one and live to the other. I truly believe that this sentence alone contains so much wisdom when it comes to our power of manifesting our dreams. Because when we are in a state of lack, when we are in a level of consciousness that is not in alignment with what we want to draw in our physical reality, then nothing will happen. But what if we raise our consciousness, if we achieve a higher level of consciousness, if we let go of the old program, the old paradigm, and we then reach for a new higher level of consciousness, that's when our life can change. But unfortunately, and I know that because I've coached so many incredible people through this process of reaching their full potential as deliberate creators. And by the way, if you want to find out more about coaching with me, you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/coaching or click on the second link in the description. And I know it from so many coaching sessions that often the biggest problem that people have who want to become deliberate creators is that they on the one hand say they want to let go of the past and they want to create the new life, but they don't allow themselves to make this jump in consciousness because they're afraid. Deep down, they're afraid of letting go of that old life. And it might be because there are certain people that are holding them in this old life. It might be their family members. It might be a partner. It might be work colleagues who they do not want to let go of. Or let's rather say they're afraid that they won't achieve the next level of consciousness when they let go of the old level of consciousness. Because it's kind of like you're waiting at the bus stop and the old bus, or let's say your old life, and that bus is driving away and the new bus is not coming yet. And in this moment, you're asking yourself, okay, I'm all alone here at this bus station. When will the new bus arrive? How can I reach that new level of consciousness? There is safety in familiarity, even though this familiar environment and these familiar people might hold you back from achieving your dream life. And then while I was thinking about this quote, I also had another question that popped into my mind. What reality does your subconscious mind allow you to experience right now? And again, this goes back to what Neville Goddard said. You are at this very moment drawing into your world that which you are now conscious of being. In other words, if you want to manifest more money and you are conscious of being wealthy, conscious of being rich because you've become it by conditioning your mind, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind that this is your reality, and you feel as if it was already your reality, then you are on this level of consciousness. And then of course, that can come into your physical reality, as Neville Goddard says, drawing into your world that which you are now conscious of being. Not that which you were conscious of being in the past or in the future, but right now. What are you conscious of being right now? Are you conscious of being rich and wealthy, or are you conscious of being in lack and poverty? That's what your manifestation will represent. And that's also why I'm so passionate about hypnosis and why I decided to do 2 different hypnosis certifications, and why I now offer hypnosis sessions for amazing deliberate creators who want to reach the frequency of what they want to manifest. Because often, very often in fact, it's your subconscious mind that's holding you back, not your conscious mind. You consciously know what you want, you consciously do the right things, but the subconscious programs are creating resistance. And if you're interested in finding out more about the hypnosis sessions I offer, then you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/hypnosis. Or you can simply, like I mentioned before, have a look at my coaching page, and there you can also find a button with the hypnosis sessions. So always ask yourself, what reality does my subconscious mind allow me to experience? Because remember, Sometimes, just sometimes, you must be born again if you are not yet on the level of consciousness that allows you to draw into your life what you truly want. And that's why it's important to, as Neville Goddard says, take your attention away of that which seems real. And this is an important part right now. He said, take your attention away from that which seems so real to you and rise in consciousness to that which you desire to be. He doesn't say to take your attention away from that which is real and rise in consciousness to that which you desire to be. He says to take your attention away from that which seems so real to you. And that's why it's so important for you to see this physical reality that we experience right now as an illusion. Yeah, it sounds like a very weird and maybe even crazy statement to make, especially if you're listening to the Affirmation to Manifestation podcast and you're a beginner when it comes to manifesting your dreams. Then you might be saying, yeah, but I can see it, I can touch it, and I can feel it, and it's there, so how can it be an illusion? But remember, right now is just the projection of your level of consciousness. Remember, it's kind of like you sitting in the cinema, and then you are seeing your life, just like the projection on the screen, just like you would watch a movie. It's just an illusion. It's the illusion that you've created for yourself because of your level of consciousness that you're at right now. So what happens now? As Neville Goddard said, when you take your attention away from that which seems so real to you, not what is real to you, but seems so real to you, and rise in consciousness to that which you desire to be, that's when you have to make a choice. And now we come full circle, because you can't serve two masters. You have to take your attention away from one state of consciousness and then place it upon another. And in my humble opinion and my experience as a deliberate creator, as somebody who healed a lot of trauma, and as somebody who has now coached hundreds of amazing people to reach their full potential as deliberate creators, I can honestly say that this process allows you, whenever you go through it, to have these, you can call them mini awakenings. You wake up more and more and more. You wake up your soul more and more and more. And you then slowly but steadily, just like Neville Goddard described it, allow this one part of yourself to die so that the other one can live. And that's the secret to reaching that higher level of consciousness and to then creating with that level of consciousness, or to better say, to create from this level of consciousness. And then you can manifest faster and easier than ever before. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. And of course, I also want to give you the opportunity to find out more about my 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program that contains hypnosis, lectures, and very practical exercises that you can do to master the law of attraction and the art of manifesting in just 11 days. And you can find out more about it by going to affirmationtomanifestation.com/11 days, or by clicking on the second link. No, sorry, the first link in the description. The second link leads you to my coaching page. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please send out some love to the YouTube universe by giving this video a big thumbs up. And I would also appreciate it if you would leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think about my video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you.